G'day guys, today I'm going to set up the Dragro sheet clipper with the comb and cutter so it's set up correctly for your shearing. So first thing we do is we oil the moving parts, the inside of the clipper. So there's not too much to oil here. What we need to do is oil this part in here, which is your giggle pin and your chicken feet. And we need to oil up into here, which will be your tension sleeve. So we don't take off the tension nut and oil the nut, but we just oil the sleeve in here by simply tipping it up like this and then pouring oil down into that section there, and pouring oil down into that section there, which goes on to the fulcrum post and cup right here. So they're the two parts we need to oil, and you can also oil the chicken feet there as well. So that's it oiled. So it's now ready to load up. First of all, we will put the cutter on. So the cutter is the 4-prong blade, and it goes on first, and it sits on the chicken feet. So these are the chicken feet here. So there's two protruding bits on the chicken feet on either side, one at the back and one at the front. So you find both protruding bits, and then you place the cutter on that. So the cutter fits in the holes there at the bottom of the cutter, and at the top it fits on that section up in there as well. So it just sits down in there, and that's what holds it against the comb when the mechanism's working. Now we put the comb on, we loosen the comb screws off a bit, and it's going onto the comb bed there now. So what we're looking for is equal distance of the comb, bottom of the comb, sitting on the comb bed on either side of that comb bed. And as long as it's roughly equal distance, it doesn't have to be exact, then you're going to get a throw across on the other side of your cutter evenly across the comb face, and that's what we want. So you bring it down roughly to about there, because we've got to look at how the lead is set up on the other side as well. It's not difficult. It's just if you do it once or twice, you know how to do it all the time. So I've just tightened that loosely on this side, and what we're looking for now is to ensure that the cutter is attached to the chicken feet properly, and we give it a little bit of tension. And that's a little bit of tension. We don't want it tight. And now we are looking for the lead. Now the lead is the distance from the scallop, which is that indent, which you can see there, to the tip of the comb. So that's the scallop, and the lead is the distance between the end of the scallop, the shiny bit, back to the tip of the cutter. Now you want about 2 or 3 millimeters there, which is ideal. So that's a bit too long. So we'll just turn it around, and we will loosen the comb bed off the comb. So that's looking pretty good. We tighten it up a little bit again, and that'll give us a nice lead, I think. So it's equal distance from there to there, pretty close. It's not exact, but it's still going to be good for shearing. So that's all good. Now we'll have a look at the lead again. So that lead, again, if you can see it against my hand, is about 2 or 3 millimeters down from the end of the scallop on that shiny cutting edge. When the wool comes through the teeth of the comb, the cutter will move across and cut it on the edge of each comb tooth. So that's the comb and cutter moving in motion with one another when it's rotating across the blades. And that's how you set the comb and cutter up so it's ready to go. It's pretty simple. And then you just tighten it up. Don't overly tighten it. You just want to tighten it about 2/3 tight, and that's all you want. Not too tight. Then you'll just add a little bit of oil to the top of that comb and cutter for when you start, and you're ready to go. And that's the Dragro sheet clipper set up, ready to shear your sheep. If you need to change your comb and cutter, if you've got spare blades, or if you've sharpened your blades and you've taken them off, that's how you change your blades, and that's how you set the comb and cutter. Thanks, guys.